Often I tell people that my job is trying to get people to believe in ghosts, because really no one believes that fraud is a problem. And it makes sense because fraud is deceptive. And so you don't know how much fraud you have because because fraudsters are good at keeping what they do from the agencies being aware. As a result, most agencies don't think that they have a fraud problem. There's a great deal of non-financial fraud that is not known. People think fraud, they think money. Makes sense. Like we often say, follow the money when you're thinking about fraud. But in the government, a lot of agencies experience fraud that has national security implications, especially in the Department of Homeland Security, that context. So things like smuggling people through TSA checkpoints, for example. If I'm a TSA employee, a checkpoint, and I smuggle a friend through a checkpoint, I've committed fraud. Now, the outcome may not be financial to TSA, but it could be awfully problematic if that person brought a weapon or something into a secure area of the airport. We created the Antifraud Playbook for Treasury in response to the real perceived need across government that there wasn't specific guidance for how to implement GAO's fraud risk management framework. And agencies were struggling. It was clear from my work talking with agencies across government that they didn't really understand what was expected of them in that act and in the GAO fraud risk management framework. So the Treasury's Anti-Fraud Playbook really attempts to provide them that specific practical guidance. There doesn't need to be a one-size-fits-all approach. Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services, Social Security Administrations, Department of Labor, big agencies with large benefits programs, those agencies need big, dedicated entities and large, proactive fraud risk management efforts. No question. Lots of money going out the door, right? Smaller agencies, though, they can take a lighter touch. It seems like the Anti-Fraud Playbook has been a catalyst that has started to ignite the imaginations of a lot of agencies across government to start caring about fraud. I can't tell you how many places I've gone recently where people are excited about the playbook. They've downloaded the playbook. They're starting to implement it. They're like, wow, I'm doing a fraud risk assessment. And one of the proudest moments was when I heard someone say, we just got people in a room and we had them all stop their daily jobs and we had them just sit and think. And I thought I could just retire, because to me, that's exactly what we've been trying to get people to do, is stop and think about where fraud may be occurring. And the playbook has been, I think, the catalyst that has finally gotten agencies to start thinking. There was the GAO fraud framework, there was the Fraud Reduction Data Analytics Act, but I think it wasn't until the Anti-Fraud Playbook came out in September of 2018 that finally agencies said, oh, hey, we really need to do something about this fraud, and we're going to take it seriously, and we're going to be proactive, and we're going to look at trying to build programs to manage our fraud risks, and I'm really, really excited about that.